And we're back. We survived Cape Derby weekend. After our little debate, I'm sure most people added 1 or 2 extra horses in Cedar Gaines race because Piere was quite adamant he wasn't that warranted of that shorter price. So we've steered people in the right direction. How have you been this week, Striker?
No, I've just had a very quiet time, trying to, get back into it. But I've had a few rides and hasn't gone that well. So got tomorrow for Thursday, and I got Saturday to make it up.
I'm sure we'll make it up. And Lance, how's your week been? A lot.
Joe, it's been a very busier week than normal after the no racing last week. There's been a lot more activity this week. So, yeah, lots happening. We got the race day Saturday. We invited a lot of our guests. We're in your box. We've put a lot of effort into it. Piere, if you're available, come upstairs, have a drink with us, and looking forward to the weekend.
Thank you, Lance.
Oh. And it's the week after a very slow run Cape Derby and a couple of shorties getting beaten. We've also had a bit of drama this week with Sean Veal's inquiry coming out. I did a podcast with him yesterday. He's quite chipper and quite remorseful of what's happened. So all we've got left to do now is steer the punters in the right direction, guys.
I wish him luck this week.
Yeah, it's tough, hey, Lance, but we are going to talk about the special that you got later. But for now, we've got a 10-race program. If there's ever been any indication that we underhorsed in South Africa, we can talk about the Ruffian and the Stormbird Stakes, where we've got very, very small fields. So, Piere, you go first. We kick off race 1. Traditionally a nice race. The Ruffian Stakes for fillies. We've got 6 runners.
Yeah, Joe, it's weird that the fields are so small, and we're in March. I mean, February still actually, and normally, the fields get smaller going to winter, and we already got such small fields. We're going to be in trouble for this winter. It looks to me like we're going to end up having very few races, and maybe even not even hold a meeting. Anyway, juvenile races, very tough to pick a winner. I'm going to go with Elegantrix. 1 start, 1 win, won it quite well. So, I mean, juveniles, but I'm going with number 1, Elegantrix.
I saw this horse win on debut. There was a lot of talk for this horse that day. I think it'll follow up. Normally, you'd be scared of Sean's horses, but I do think that Sean entered a lot of horses in these races. Lance will obviously tell us if he has spoken to him. But for me, 8 to 10 on Soccershop.bet, Elegantrix. I think you might get closer to even money on the day, but I think this filly will win. Lance, what do you know?
I have spoken to Sean, not just by chance, and we went through the card, and he said he's got a lot of runners that need to get out and start their campaigns. So he didn't save any of the races, if that makes any sense, but he said a lot of these horses were in the same races and they were split. So he was happy to run them. He's not very confident of any of their horses. He says they could all run well. Whatever happens will be a good surprise. But he feels number 2 is the horse to beat in race 1. Personally, I think the 1's the horse to beat. I know it's coming back 200 meters. Will they run it off its feet? I don't know. I think this packs a lot of class. He looks special, or she looks special, and I think she'll take a power beating.
Yeah, and I think you guys have got the right price, 8 to 10. She's
the thing that disturbs me is 7 to 2 to 9 to 2, having heard the same talk that you heard the other day when she made her debut. But she took care of that field, and I don't see any reason why she won't take care of this.
Well, they came for 2 other horses in the race, Tinjiku and for Mighty Eagle. That's why I think they eased her out in the bidding. But I think she'll win.
Tinjiku came out and won, so the form's there.
Yeah. Right, race 2, another very small field, 7 horses in the race. The Cock, interestingly enough, sends Read All About It out. Also very strongly fancied on debut, delivered with Musi. Richard gets the ride now, but I see a lot of money for the stable companion, Constellation. Do you have an opinion, Lance?
Well, I don't really have an opinion other than that a guy walked into one of my offices and had quite a big bet on the 4 to beat the 1. And his words to me were, because they phoned me from the office to say we're laying X amount on this horse. So can I lay it? I said, yes, lay it. And apparently he told Celia that the poor's taking care of the 1 in work. So I think the money's accurate. I think it's, if that's to be believed, it's 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, nothing else. I did
Sure.
speak to Sean again. He's just got to get his horses out running better than in the box. He wants them on the race course. So he's hoping more than anything else, but everything's going out trying. But parting talk for the 4.
Yeah, heard anything?
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything. Obviously, the Cock's got 2 horses, and the 1 was the more fancied of all of them. Read All About It. But if they back number 4, then obviously it shows better, better work at home. I just like juveniles that have had a run. They get out the gates better. They know what it's about, and when the horse hasn't run, they're still waking up and they've lost 3-4 lengths, and then they've got to try and beat the horse that's already on his bike, knowing what it's got to do. I'm gonna lead towards number 1. Read All About It, but Constellation obviously got to respect if there's a lot of money for it.
Yeah, that's the thing, like I mean, there's a lot of money and then there's a lot of money. So if a flip-flop and Constellation ends up even money, then it's sustained money and it's, but like you say, all it needs to do is miss it by length and the other one jumps 2 lengths front and it's a 3 lengths difference. It's hard to make up.
You need to know that we're the first out with the bet. It's the guys have had a bet. It doesn't mean the horse is going to sustain its price. It may drift again. The real money may be for the 1 time of the race. So that's just the early doors. And at the moment, with Soccershop.bet and my retail outlets, the money's for Constellation.
Okay, well, you've heard it here first, guys. Right, let's move on to race 3. Not an overly inspirational race, I have to say. 5-2, the Africa House. 4-1, Calantha. French Bolt, 6-1. There's been a bit of money for that. And I'm going to go first. For me, out of Stallgate number 4, Stewart's Yard seems to have turned the corner again. And I'll make French Bolt the best each-way bet in a long time. I can't see how this young 3-year-old has only had 5 stars, coming for its 6th outing. It's got so much improvement to come. Carrying 57 kilos, French Bolt for me out of Stallgate number 4. Piere?
Yeah, I mean, talking about French Bolt, the last time it ran, it finished last, 13 lengths behind, and it hasn't run since early December. So, the tracks, the trainers haven't been able to work properly because of all the rain we've had. And if you've come off a break or a rest, it must affect you. The 2 horses with the best medal rating would be Hotter Ruby and Give Me Another Chance. They well handicapped. I mean, it's a pity not one of them have got the current good form, because they both have run like quite badly lately. Hotter Ruby, this would have been the ideal race for Hotter Ruby. Drawn 1,400, handicapped to win. Unfortunately, his last start he ran last, and he just hasn't been running well. So it's so difficult for me to try and find a winner here. I'm going to lean towards Miss Leah, just because she's drawn well, but she also ran last time. It's like, how do you find a winner in this? Well, she ran 3rd last. How do you find a winner in this field? I don't know what to tip. Field race.
Field race for Striker. Lance?
I looked at this race. I mean, strikers on Hotteruby's best 6 furlong run was with striker up, so must have some sort of chance, well weighted. The one is out of form. The Africa House is the Africa House. We know what we're dealing with there. I'm very, very strong on French Bolt. That run to
Yeah.
that run to Great Plains for me is more than enough to warrant me making this quite a good bet. It's a great value bet. I don't want to say over Skadovas, but
Not
it's
yet.
close. It's close. So very good value bet, French Bolt. And I wouldn't be surprised if Otto Ruby runs a big one. I'm not mad about the Africa House or Calenta. So for me, French Bolt is the horse to beat.
2 out of 3. Go on. Right, let's move on to race 4. Good to see that Soccershop.bet had an opinion in this race, and you are betting 5-1 each of 4 horses. Cumric, Roll with the Punches, Night Bomber, and Bob's Your Uncle. So, Lance, please go first and tell us how easy you think this race is.
Well, at the top of my book, I put open. I sat with Jason, our odds maker. You want to know the gospel truth? If my horse Silver Tudor was drawn better, I'd make it an absolute certainty. The form's there for everybody to see. It's down in the weight. It's drawn 1. It's going to have a near impossible chance to win the race. So that's 10-1. I can't find a winner, guys. The Night Bomber first run with Baron Bottas is up 4 points in the merit rating, but it's got decent form. So I can't find a winner. I'm not mad about Roll with the Punches. I do like Night Bomber. I like my horse very, very much, but for the draw, so I wish everybody the best of luck finding a winner here. And I don't like Sibrick. So make of that what you will.
Yeah.
I don't like Roll with the Punches. I think last time it was a 1200, drawn well. It had the race at its mercy, and I was supposed to ride it like a week later, and it got scratched. So I don't know if there's something wrong with it. I'll make it a 2-horse race, even though it is an open race. It's a difficult race. I've like Simric. For the simple reason he's been running over 1400, and he's quite a strong horse. He takes a bit and he just wants to bolt. So I think this 1160 drawn on the right side. He's got a bad habit of wanting to hang out badly. I don't know if people can remember when I rode him at the Val. I was drawn on the inside, stayed down on the inside, and I almost finished on the outside fence. So now he's drawn on the outside. He can only go. He's already on the outside, so he can't go further out. Then other horse I thought ran a very good race first time up for Baron Bottas is Night Bomber. Why? Because over 1200 meters around a turn of on the classic track, he had a bad draw, and he still managed to overcome the draw and win that race. The second horse was Fastnet Philly, who came and won its next start. So I'm going to make those 2 horses as the main runners, Night Bomber and Simric.
Oh, this is such an impossible race for me. Yeah, if I was going to get involved in this race, the only thing I would be doing in this race, I'd be having the smallest bet if you're desperate to have a bet. And I think, Pierre, you've ridden this horse before, so tell me afterwards why I'm wrong, but I think at 25-1, Biofarmer is a certainty to run in the quartet, or not. But at 25-1, I don't think you're going to do any damage with that horse. From a small yard, got a good draw. It's a horse that's been there or thereabouts, had a shocking draw last time out, but didn't run such a bad race. Only 6 lengths behind Night Bomber. Drawn 12 that day. Drawn on the correct side of the course on Saturday, and at 25-1, I'd be having a very, very tiny each way bet on that. You've ridden this horse before?
Yeah, I think you're right, Joe, because he also had a bad draw like Night Bomber had. He's better off at the weights, so he had the same disadvantage, and now that both of them have got the same advantage. So he's got only a couple of lengths to find, but he's getting more weight now. So you could run into the quartet. You could be a nice runner. Only thing is, he bled before, so you're not quite sure what horse you're going to find on a day.
Yeah. But I mean, at 25 to 1, you can't really do damage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave him out the pick 6 or anything. Definitely not. Definitely not. Right. Let's move on to the next race. Race 5. We're tearing through this card. Here we've got the Wilgeborgsdrift Acacia Stakes, a listed race for fillies and mares. And we're going to let Lance go first because he's got a runner in the race. And it'd be interesting to know what he thinks about his horse that is currently 25 to 1.
Well, that's what I think about it, Joe. I think it's got a 1 in 25 chance of winning. But having looked at this race, it's a tough race. I mean, your horse Tamara's run an absolute blinder last time, drawn terrible, up 7 points in the merit rating, so they've given that one a nice chance. Another tough race, you know, the horse I actually picked out as a big runner is Miss Hannigan. I see it's one from the course. I think it's a horse in a very open race that's got a realistic chance of winning. And that's 10 to 1 with Soccershop.bet. So a tough race. I mean, Sean, he said, let's go now. It's got to have a chance. It's giving away quite a bit of weight to the field. But, you know, if the horse runs the type of race you think it can, it'll be right there. Very open race. I can't put my head on a block. But if you want to have an each-way bet, Miss Hannigan's the horse to have an each-way bet on. And obviously, we hope in LMB can run as close as possible.
Okay. Yeah.
In my opinion, overs Cadovers.
Yeah, go.
This is not a
my-
handicap. It's a plate race. So certain horses are at an advantage. The horse I like is Let's Go Now. She's the best handicapped horse in the race. I know she's carrying 60 and others are carrying lighter weight, but she's earned that merit rating and she's way above the rest. The second best rated horse is Lady Fallon and she's drawn 11. Let's Go Now as well last time. She got stuck at the back in a slow run race and had to try and make it up from the back and she ran on. I think this is the type of race where it's a big field. Miss Hannigan's got a lot of pace, so there could be a nice pace for this race, which can fall into Let's Go Now's favor. I'll make Let's Go Now over Skidovers.
Mighty talk.
Mighty
7 to
talk.
1.
Mr.
7 to 1. Wow.
7 to 1. Let's go now with Soccershop.bet. Mr. Strydom, I'll bet you a Coke that Tamara's finishes in front of Let's Go Now.
Okay, no, let's do more than that. Let's not go small on this.
Okay,
Well
so
done, Piere.
I'm quite confident that she'll definitely be tomorrow's.
Okay.
Your draw is shocking. That draw, it's near impossible.
That draws over Skidovers.
Yeah.
Okay, so the draw is really not in our favor, but we've always thought a little bit about this filly. She just took a long time to get going, and Gareth, about 4 runs back, found we had a bit of an ulcer problem with this horse, and since we've treated her ulcers and treated her back and a few other things, she's just come on. 2 out of 3 of her last 3 starts, she's won 2 of them. And actually what happened last time with Craig was very interesting, because early on in her career, she used to be dropped out, and then all of a sudden they started racing her handy and even going to the front. I spoke to Craig afterwards. He said to me he felt like she dropped in at the 200. So there's 3 reasons why we're running her here. One, the draw is the draw. She's going to be dropped in and she'll be hopefully running on at them. She has got a nice turn of foot, this filly. 2, you can only get 3 points for running in a place, and you can only get 6 points for winning this race. So actually, there's no damage done. If she wins, if she beats Let's Go Now, they're not going to put her up to 110. Definitely not. So, so that's the story about Tamaris. It's Her Way is ultra consistent. Doesn't matter what she runs against. She somehow seems to run into the money. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. She hasn't won for a long time. It's more hope than anything else. But again, she's worse out at the weight than what Tamaris is. I think Tamaris is only about half a kilo out. But with the 50 kilos, Ati's flying up, especially to ride her, knows her well. And I do stick by my 6 Cokes, 6 Coca-Colas, 6 Superbox, Striker,
Yes, yes.
6
That,
Superbox. Okay.
okay.
6 Superbox, wherever Let's Go Now runs, Tamaris will finish in front of it. Right.
Listen, Sean's stable's turned the corner, so Let's Go Now is going to run a much better race.
That's okay. If we can't have a little bet for 6 beers, then what can we do?
No,
Right.
fair play.
On to race 6. For me, I am so looking forward to this race. I am so looking forward to this race. And I'm going to go first. If you guys don't mind. I honestly think it's Overs Cadovers here. I think we're going to see finally one of the better fillies we've seen in South Africa in a long time. I don't care about the form. I don't care about what happened last time out. Overs Cadovers for me, VJ's Angel. She's finally got a half decent draw, and that's good enough for me. The blinkers improved last time out. She made up tremendous ground last time out.
She's drawn 8, Joe.
I know, and well, that's
That's
okay.
not decent.
No, she's half decent. No, Piere, listen to me. This filly's been drawn 12, 13 at Gravel. I mean, this filly's had bad luck. 8's good enough. Gavin's going to be able to at least not have to come from 10 lengths off him. For me, VJ's Angel, 22-10 with Soccershop.bet. I know Spumante Dulce is highly thought of. I know she's 3 from 3, and I know she beat her last time. But if you go watch that race, VJ made up a lot of ground that day. So VJ's Angel for me. Piere?
Yeah, I mean, VJ's Angel, I read Quid Pro Quo, and she was still behind me, and she managed to run past us. So it was very impressive run. I basically, in my opinion, I think only 4 horses can possibly win this. Spumante Dulce, VJ's Angel, maybe Fiery Pegasus, and maybe Olivia's Way, just because she apparently does stay the trip. But I have to lean towards Spumante Dulce. I played golf with Raymond Danielson today, and he said to me, don't forget, she only had 2 runs before her last win. And the fact she got to the up handy, but he says he was forced to hit the front quite early on her. And the fact that she still maintained and finished the way she did at the end there, she's just got so much more scope for improvement. And she's an easy horse to ride, he said to me. So you can place her wherever he wants to. Where some of the horses, you either have to drop at the back or go up handy. So I'm going to stick to Spumante Dulce as the horse to beat.
Yeah, Lance?
Yeah, guys, I don't see them passing either one of these two. Phew, they're both quality fillies, I must be honest. If you had to press me, I'll be with VJ's Angel. I think the Blinker's a different horse. I know the improvements with Spumante Dulce, but even money, I'm a bookmaker. I think the 22-10 is good value because there's nothing much to choose between a pair of them. We know they'll both stay. Well, there's no certainty VJ will stay, but we know the one will stay. And if there's a bit of pace, VJ will be finishing stronger. I got a runner, Shane, drawn widest of all, but the instructions are to drop it out, care forgot, and to run on in the best going possible. Let's see how close we can get to them because we'd like to see her in the Oaks. But a very nice race, a very competitive bunch of 3-year-olds, but 1 and 2 stand out.
Okay, interesting. Lance, do you want to tell us about your special?
Yes, guys, this is a lovely special.
Go on.
Come on. You get your stake back in real money if you back a horse in race 6, 7, and 8, win only, no place bet, and your horse runs second, up to 2.5 grand, Soccershop.bet will reimburse you 2.5 grand into your real wallet for running second. So if you take 22 to 10 VJ's Angel and she runs second, you'll get 2,500 rand back in your account straight away. But you have to
Breaker.
opt in before 12 o'clock Saturday evening to let us know that you have had a horse run second in either race 6, 7, and 8. And remember, guys, it's a win bet only. You can't take a place bet.
Yeah.
It just
Okay.
won't count. So
Wait, 7 and 8.
that's the special. So take advantage of it. And basically, if you take an even 10,000, you're taking 10,000 at 8, 7.5 Spumante Dolce. That's the reality. If she happens to win, you get your winnings. She happens to run second, you only do 7.5 grand.
Yeah,
It's a
great
nice
offer.
special, but please opt in, guys. Support at Soccershop.bet and message our chat before midnight Saturday night. After midnight, nothing counts.
After midnight, the deal is off. Right. Let's get on to the main race of the day. The classic. Pierre, do you want to go first?
Yeah, look, to me, it looks like Alec Glade has the ammo here. I mean, Parisian Walkway is quite highly merit rated. Aristotle, Parisian Walkway last time had the run of the race. Went to the front, didn't really go hard, and maintained and won. But there was quite a distance between the winner and the third horse. Aristotle finished third, but he was far back. It was his first run after he's coming back from Cape Town, and so he can improve a lot. Fire Attack, obviously, is right there. So I'm a little bit like, I'm not sure if Parisian Walkway had the run of the race last time, and the merit rating or the form could be a little bit not genuine. But I'm going to have to go with Parisian Walkway, Aristotle to fight it out, Fire Attack, the danger. I've ridden Legend of Arthur. He is a nice horse, but he's got a habit of not jumping out the stalls, and then he takes a bit and he wants to pull. So now he's going the extra distance. The pace is normally not as fast, like over 1600 or 1400. So Richard could have a problem in trying to settle him at the back. I'm riding Don't Cry For Me. I can't see him featuring in this field. I know he won well last time, but we had a heavy downpour. The track was saturated, was very wet. So I'm not sure if Dan Cry For Me enjoyed the soft going or enjoyed the extra 200 meters that he used to run over 16. Last time was 1800. But I still don't think he's good enough to challenge the top three horses, the first three, 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, Lars.
And let me start by saying Fire Attack's a good lane. I don't like Fire Attack. I don't know. I can't see that winning. I can't see that being in the first three, to be quite honest. I respect number 1, Parisian Walkway. I think it's got every right to be favorite. But I'm strong, really strong on Legends of Arthur. From a young horse, I thought he'd be crying for the 1800 and plus. Sean made it clear that he needed the run last time. He was a little bit further back than Sean liked or any of even Piere liked. But I think you'll see a different horse on Saturday. And for me, Legend of Arthur is a really good value bet. I would go as, I think he's a standout bet, to be honest. I think he'll take a power beating. So for me, that's the horse to beat. Parisian Walkway second. I don't put Fire Attack in the race. A horse can't be sick a month ago and suddenly come win another Group 1. I'll be very surprised if he does. But he is a good horse, but I just don't think he's going to be at his best coming back from a virus or whatever he had a week or so ago. I mean, 2 weeks or so ago. Quite strong on Legend of Arthur, Parisian Walkway. I respect, but I believe Sean will win this race.
So I'm very close to Lance. I think it is between Sean Terry and Parisian Walkway. I think if we listen to Piere, the horse doesn't always jump well. So I think hopefully he jumps a bit better and he can show us what he showed as a young horse. So Legend of Arthur for me must be in the trifecta. Parisian Walkway must be in the trifecta. And then ever since I started in horse racing, man, I've always liked it when a horse can run second over 1200, when it can win over 1200, and when it can win over 1800. That's always been a good horse. And I know Don't Cry For Me lost its way, and I respect obviously what Piere says, and it hasn't beaten anything in this class. But boy, that win was very impressive last time out. And if the distance is what's changed this horse, I mean, his younger form as a horse wasn't too bad. So I wouldn't leave him out. I really wouldn't. Like you say, Sean's stables turned the corner, and you know, he absolutely shit in last time. And I know the weather and all that, Pierre, but sure, at 16 to 1, I
He
wouldn't.
finished behind Bust Up and Hounslow, and I think that's 30 to 1. You know, like,
I know.
Joe, like I said to you about See It Again, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm saying it again, but don't cry for me. I hope I'm wrong. Please, God, I hope I'm wrong because I need to win the big races. But I can't see him beat some of these horses that I've raced against.
No, I know. I get it. And we like that. We like that we can have different views and different opinions. Do you know what I mean? But you're right. He finished behind Bus Stop in Hounslow, but Bus Stop in Hounslow is, they're both roughly the same price on Lance's Soccershop.bet. Look, I still think it's Legend of Arthur and Parisian Walkway, so I agree with Lance. Let's move on to race 8. The horse chestnut. Lance, have a go.
A strong renewal, Joe. Yeah, I
Great
think
race.
it's
Great
got
race.
a lot of quality, got a lot of depth. We got 12 to 10 main defender. We know what he did in this race last year. I mean, we were all there. We saw how he went past some top horses. He's definitely the horse to beat. He's well weighted. I think he's cherry ripe. There are a few runners in the race that I do respect, one of which is Lucky Lad, another one, Cosmic Speed. I don't like Great Wicks. Having said that, I mean, he did nothing wrong against Parisian Walkway except go past it. And I don't think Parisian Walkway could win this race, to be very honest. So I think it's main defender. Barbaresco on pure form is going to get close again. On 1 or 2 runs, it's out at the weights. On 1 or 2 runs, it's well in. Lucky Lad, last 400 to finish in the King's Plate was impressive. It was quick. So that's going to be flying. And I respect the bottom weight, or number 9, the Cosmic Speed. There are a few runs here, well prepped. And I think Sean knows what he's doing by putting this young horse in. I think that's a big runner. So main defender for me, hard to beat, but 2 strong runners, 3 and 8.
3 and 9.
3 and 9. Cosmic Speed and Lucky Lad. I can't tell you which one, but I think they'll both be closing in
Okay,
on
so
main defender.
I'll go second. I'm anti-Great Ricks as well. I think he just about sees out the mile, and this ain't going to be an easy mile, that's for sure. There's some proper racehorses here. So for me, it's top and bottom as well. Main defender, Cosmic Speed, main defender. Either of them can win this race. I see you guys have got 33 to 1. Imelendenza Zukaduma. I think that's the wrong price. I think this is a quartet horse. He had a nice prep last time out at Scottsville, and they're not coming up here to have a look at the weather in Joburg. So I'd put that also in your quartet, but I think it's going to be heads up, heads down. Main
Joe,
defender.
I think that horse was the traveling companion for Tamarin, for Tamarin.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, not at all.
I'm joking.
this horse was coming up already. And I know that he had a nice prep last time, Gareth told me, so I would not leave him out. But I do think Cosmic Speed and Main Defender are the two horses in the race. Lucky Lad will be running at them, and that's me done there. Yeah.
Cosmic Speed's had the best prep for me. Greater Rich has been going for 3 months. Lucky Lad's been going for 3 months. Main Defender's been going for a year. The best prepped horse in the race is number 9. And if his class comes through, he's going to be very, very, very much there in the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. The word out there in the jockey room is Cosmic Speed is a good horse, very good horse. I mean, already he's a good horse. He's running future races, but he's very, very highly rated, and he's a 3-year-old that he can improve. But this is not a handicap; it's a set weight, and I think Main Defender is too well handicapped to not to fancy him. I'm going to say Main Defender should win this race. Barbareshko is the closest to him, and Lucky Lad. But Barbareshko, I think, will get closer to Main Defender because it's a mile. I think Main Defender is probably... Remember, Main Defender beat Barbareshko last time, and both had the run of the race. I rode Barbareshko, nice pace in front, and Main Defender was sitting just off him, and he ran past us at the end. But over the mile, I think Barbareshko could get a bit closer. I think he's more of a staying type, where Main Defender, 1400, he hardly gets beat. So Main Defender, my first choice, Barbareshko, the danger.
Thanks, Pierre. Right, let's move on to race 9. Great little sprint. Pierre, you're riding the second favorite here. Dice, tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, he ran at Cape Town. He had a run of the race and also beat us. The horse of Canamayas came past us like we were standing still. And that form's been franked. That horse came to win again. So there's good form. But unfortunately, Golden Sickle did beat Dice by a short head when they last met. And Golden Sickle is now a kilogram better off at the weights. So I'm going with the Golden Sickle to win it. Dice to run second. But these type of races, it's 1,000 meters. You just miss the start a little bit, or the horse doesn't come out very fast, and you've just about lost your race. So I would, if you don't like Golden Sickle and Dice as the only two horses to be included, then go wide. Obviously, favor the outside draws, but those are my two fancies.
Hey, Lance.
I don't like Dice. Dice for me has had too much traveling. I get the feeling it may be a prep for the computer form sprint, or the sprint, whatever they call it today. I'm strong on Golden Sickle. I know it's got the weight pull with Dice and beat Dice. And don't laugh at me, guys. I give a big chance to the 15 horse Exchange Student, drawn wide, well weighted, run up close the last time. So I think the horse to beat Golden Sickle, and it's quite a good bet in my opinion. And I wouldn't be surprised if Exchange Student is chasing at home in a very hard 1,000-meter race. A lot of the horses can't win. In my opinion, I think Wings of Change, Big Oz, Dreamland, not in this class. William Robinson never won a 5 furlong. I'm strong on Golden Sickle, and I think the outsider will chase it out.
Okay, and I am strong each way here on a horse that has just literally blossomed, and that is Mount Pilatus. Beat Pistol Pete, beat the Specialist, beaten Passage of Power. I know these are not in this class, but this horse is just moving up through the divisions quite nicely. This is the highest it's ever been rated, 106. Comes in with a nice weight here. Muzieni in the irons. Paul Matchett always finds a good one. So Mount Pilatus 10-1 is a proper each way bet for me. The danger, of course, not the danger, but the horse to beat for me is Golden Sickle, but I'm all over Mount Pilatus over here.
He might find 1,000 a bit sharp, Joey.
You
But I
might,
mean,
Lon.
the going heavy, whatever the case is, might help him. But He's a really smart horse, though. Smart,
Really
smart,
nice.
smart.
He's turned the corner, that horse, properly, yeah. Right, gents, we're in the home stretch. The 10th race on the card. The programmer has kept the best for last. We
You're
end
kidding.
we end Classic Day with a maiden. And we'll let Piere swan us out in a race where in the last start only 3 horses have finished in the money. One of them fourth and the other 2 fifth. If you've done your money by now, at least the quartet's going to pay a lot and you can go home with something if you catch it. Go on, Striker.
Yeah, so the best handicap horse in the race is Piere d'Oro, number 1. But it's been running quite badly, and so I don't think we can really trust him. Another well handicap horse is Give Me a Storm, but she's drawn 1, and we know that's not the best draw to have. So I'm going to actually lean towards Andrew Fortune winning his first ride. Is that not his first ride?
Yeah,
Because
Piere, he's not riding Friday night anymore. He would have had a winner on Friday night, funnily
yeah,
enough.
so I think this is his only ride on Saturday, and I think he can win this race. Why I'm saying that? Because he's just below in the merit rating of the better horses, but he's been running in Cape Town, and we know Cape Town form is stronger than anywhere else. So I'm going to lean towards number 2, Amandla Ngawetu, to bring Andrew Fortune into the winning enclosure on his first ride back. Holding thumbs free.
22-10 with Soccershop.bet. Lance?
He's definitely the horse to beat, purely on the Cape Town form. Give Me a Storm's not too good, drawn 1, form weak. I'm just giving you the facts. The first time of Sean's, he says he's done everything he can to get this horse to the track. He says he's a nice horse. He wouldn't be surprised if it wins, but it's not over Skadovas, but it's there to run and it's there to win. So I think the race is between 2 and 7. If Sean's horse is better than Sean thinks it is, because he says it comes with a heap of problems, but he's thrown the kitchen sink at it to get it to the race course, and he believes it's going to run a very, very good race. It doesn't have to be too good to win, yeah. So I'm going to lean towards Sean, number 7, War of Kingdoms. And I think him and Fortune, number 2, will fight it out. I don't like the 8, Give Me a Storm. From the draw, form line, everything, I don't like.
Sure, this is a hard race. This is a hard race, and if you're getting involved in this race, sure, I wish you all the best. But I'm going to go for number 1, PB d'Oro. Robbie Sage's stable's in form, and at 10-1, you cannot hurt yourself in this race. Yeah, so 1 to beat 2, that's for me. Take the exactors. PB d'Oro for me each way. On a nice card, but it really ends with a tough race, in my opinion.
Into the weak race. I mean, they're not strong horses. That's why, in my honest opinion, if the first timer's got ability, it's up for grabs. I think it can win. So that's how I see the card. That's how I see the race. But it's tough racing. I wish the punters the best of luck. Take advantage of our get your money back offer for running second. Remember to opt in. And guys, if you got a moment or two, come and visit us in Joao Da Mata's box. He's been kind enough to let us use his box on Saturday, and we put up a nice. We got ribs and burgers lunch. We got alcohol. We got drinks. We got little gift packs. Come and see us. Chat to the team, and enjoy your day's racing.
No, and all the best. Pierre, have a good day on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
Glad you didn't confirm for Friday, because you would have been disappointed. Listen, it's been good. It's been a tough podcast because it is a tough card, but I'm sure, again, we've steered everybody in the right direction. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Joe. Cheers,
All the best.
Pierre. Take care.
Thanks, Nels. Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.